So I was wondering what happened to my safety glasses. Well, apparently, the police, got them for me, and they put it in this, bag. Okay, so that was in the bag. Alright, so that is all dry blood that, dried up and fell off the glasses. So I was looking at these and I saw something. There's a dent right there, and it's right. Hang on. Look, I can't really point to it, but it's like right. Hang on. Right there. See if I can point to it. Right there. Right there. Oh, I can't. Okay. It's right here. It's right here, and it goes in quite a ways. And I'm thinking like these glasses are pretty strong, and if it did that, like if it punctured these that deep, I probably would have lost one of my eyes. Alright, so it's been 3 days since the crash, and I am feeling a lot better. I can talk. I feel like I can mostly talk normal, and I do have some nerves that are exposed from my teeth because they were chipped in half. So that hurts, but other than that, I can talk just fine. And I can eat. I didn't eat for the first 2 days because I couldn't do it, but I can drink as well. I can drink pretty normally now. So I'm trying to open this right here with a broken arm. Bone that's broken in 5 pieces. One of them, and then the other one is fine. And but still, though, I think I should be able to open this. But for some reason, it's very difficult to have any kind of strength when I grip. And I think it's because the cast is so tight that it's restricting my movement and my tendons and my blood flow. And I think they did that to make sure that it stays on. It's not a cast. It's just holding my arm to get together. It's holding my bones together right here. And but I mean, like, I still have muscles, right? I still have muscles, and I don't understand like why this is so difficult. And I can still pull the brake lever on my e-bike, so I'm thinking about going for a ride. So I was thinking, if I took this off and allowed blood flow and allowed proper alignment between my fingers and my muscles right here. A straight path that's not being diverged by a cast. I think it's called a stent. If it was a straight path, I think I could do I think I could do some pull-ups. I think I could do probably like 2 or 3. Also push-ups. See, push-ups, they compress everything in my arms, so all these bones will just get smashed together. The muscle tissue and the connective tissue, it's all right here, and it goes from here through tendons, and it's connected to the bone right here. And my bones right here are fine. It's right here where it's broken. So if everything is fine right here, then theoretically I should have absolutely no problem doing pull-ups. The problem is I can't get this back on if I take it off, and it's holding the shape of my bone together, and I don't want that to become a mess. I like my arm to be in a shape that is gonna make surgery. It's gonna make the surgery go easier for the surgeon. So it's been about maybe 9 or 10 days since the surgery, and I have full mobility in my hand. Besides that, I can't straighten my fingers. And obviously the wrist is immobilized in the bandage, and that means that any movement past this angle, I have not had the opportunity to practice just yet. Yeah, I just once I fixed the bandage, then I was able to move my hand again. Because the way you had it, I was not able to move my hand. The swelling went down a lot. Yeah, and my lip is looking it's looking a little bit better. And I can do something with it that I couldn't do before. I can do this. Look. See, I can pull it in like that. Which means that I can hold water in my mouth, and I can hold food in my mouth without having to use gravity to help me out. Because before I had to tilt my head back so that nothing fell out. Yeah. So that chunk of my lip, I didn't mention it, but there's a chunk of my lip that came out, and I spat it out right after the crash. I spat it into my hand, and I couldn't feel my tongue at all. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna figure out if this is my tongue or if it's something else. And no, I figured it out. It's the doctor also helped me figure it out. I'm not gonna take all the credit. I definitely needed him to tell me this, but what he told me was there was a chunk of my lip missing, and he stitched, because I had holes, like my lip was split open all the way to my teeth, and he stitched everything shut, although there were still holes in it, and I still wasn't able, I couldn't drink through a straw because it would just suck air in through my lips, and I had to be careful. I didn't even eat for the first 2 days after the accident, but when I did eat, there was saliva coming up out of my lips. It wasn't much, but it was probably a good thing that I didn't eat for the first 2 days after it happened. Because I would hate for a piece of food to get stuck in one of those holes. But it healed all right, even though eating on the third day, eating, it, yeah, anyways, like there were still chunks of my lip coming out, that weren't fully attached, and, I was never sure if I was trying to, like, if it was food or if it was, my lip that I was trying to eat. So I'd always, like, anytime food got stuck to my lip, I would check to make sure it wasn't my lip. And half the time, or I should say, pretty much every time, besides once, it was my lip. And one time, that one time that it wasn't my lip, it was a piece of cheese, and I pulled it out with my finger, and then, like, at the very end, there was like a bunch of blood on it, and that part was stuck to my lip, and I finally pulled it out. And so yeah, eating was not pleasant. Even though I still waited a few days before I ate, it was still an extremely unpleasant of an experience, and I only did it once a day. But on the fifth day, it was much better. And yeah, it was almost impossible to hold food in my mouth, and my tongue was numb, and yeah, it was not good. It was not enjoyable at all to eat. So I'm seeing the doctor today, and I asked him, "How is my arm?" After the surgery, I was like, "Is my arm good now?" And he's like, "No, but it's better." And he said they had a really hard time putting all the bones back together. So we'll see how it goes. It doesn't look like I'm upset about anything. But when I relax, like that, now it looks like I'm pissed off. And people are so stupid. I get treated like I'm pissed off all the time when I'm not. So when the nurse was cleaning my my hand, or not my hand, my face, he was cleaning the dirt out of my my wounds, and I looked at my wrist and I saw that one bone was going that way and the other one was going the other way, and it was the first time I seen that, and I said to the nurse, "I don't like seeing my hand like that." And then he paused for a second, like he was thinking about something, and then he continued cleaning. And then at one point he was complaining about how much dirt was in the cuts. So I was giving him a lecture, and I was like, if there's even like the smallest grain of dirt in there, that can get affected, and they're gonna have to cut it open and get it out later. And he did a very good job at cleaning everything out, and that I appreciate that. There's no infections so far. Look, I'm wearing a nice shirt. When I got out of the ER, they gave me a ride home, and they gave me this shirt, which replaces my other shirt, because they cut all my clothes off, and they gave me some shorts, which I don't usually wear. I don't usually wear shorts, but I like the shirt, so I do wear the shirt. I've been wearing it every time I go out. Because with the cut sleeve, my hand is free, and all my shirts are long sleeve. I don't have anything else that I can wear besides this, unless I want to cut another shirt at the sleeve, which I've thought about, but I don't go out very often, and I don't really see the point in having a variety of clothes. Alright, so I went to the doctor, and they took my bandage off, and it was the first time that I saw my arm since the crash. I mean, like I briefly did see it before they wrapped it, but like well, anyhow, the surgery. After the surgery, the wrist looked very weird. It does not look like my arm, or I mean, this is my new arm, but it does not look like any arm I've had before in my past, and that was pretty creepy. Actually, that actually creeped me out a bit, and my wrist was locked. And basically the way that it's locked right now, like it seems like I can't move it because of the bandage, but in reality I can't move it because the bones are locked up right now. But the doctor said that I'll get my mobility back, and the nurses said that too. In fact, the nurse said that she knew someone else, or she knows someone else that had the same procedure done, and they got their full mobility back, and they can move their wrist like all the way down. And she was pretty confident that I would get my mobility back, so let's see how it goes. The doctor said that in 2 months I'll be ready to go back to work. That's kind of a long time. Yeah, I guess I'll just chill out here at the apartment. Maybe now I can do something that I never really was able to do because I was always working, like maybe I'll I don't know. I have ideas. So I cleaned the apartment. I cleaned the kitchen. The light I need to replace because the light it burned out on one of them.